We can all breathe, Raptor fans. We can all take a breath. Raptors win 116-107 against the Memphis Grizzlies. And you know what? This is what good teams do. They take a game where they don't play that well in the first 3 quarters, but you're playing a team that not only doesn't have Mike Conley, that is just not a very good team. And you find ways to claw back and get the victory. Let's break this baby down right from the very beginning. I mean, first off, OG threw down a beautiful, beautiful hammer. That was early in the game. But through the first quarter, Raptors were down by 9. Now, that's not good in itself. But you never know. I mean, it's the Raptors. You know, they're facing the Grizzlies. 9 points. It's not even a double-digit lead. Don't worry about it. You're okay. You'll come out of the second quarter flying, and we'll get right back in this. The Raptors come out flat for the first, 4 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes of that second quarter, and at one point are down 17 to the Memphis Grizzlies. And, man, this team finds a way to grind, to crawl back, and get it within, I think it was 5 by the half. You win that quarter by 4 after being down 17. So you from 17, you make it a 5-point game at the half. It's a very respectable score. At one point, you were only down by 2, but you'll take 5 heading into the break. All right, you come out in the third quarter. You get it so close. You get it back to they take another 11, 12 point lead in that third quarter early, but the Raptors find a way to claw back in that, and then they get back to 1 or 2 points, and then you're only down 1 point. Or is it 1 point? Yeah, 1 point heading into the fourth quarter. It's anybody's game. And what this team did in that fourth quarter. Now, this is all the bench I'm talking about here. The bench was phenomenal. They were unbelievable in that fourth quarter. And I got to say, in the second quarter when they came out, they weren't very good. But when they came out in that fourth, they were hungry. I mean, you look at Siakam and Pirtle on the glass. You look at Kyle Lowry on the glass. The guy's a freak on the glass. Yet he's just one of the smallest guys out there. But my player of the game, and it's not, I know DeMar had 26 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. That's great. And I love what DeMar did on the offensive floor. He was only 6 of 15 shooting, though. My player of the game is Fred VanVleet. Now, don't look at stats when I say that, because you could say, well, Serge Ibaka. Yes, I agree. Serge had an unbelievable game. But what Fred VanVleet did in that fourth quarter put this game away. He was knocking down some big, big threes and made the Memphis Grizzlies just get frustrated on offense, because Fred VanVleet's all over his guy. Didn't make any shot easy. Was fantastic. Diving for loose balls, getting the loose balls, and also 12 points to go along with that. 4 of 9 shooting, but he made 3 threes and 3 assists. He had an assist. He had a block. Yes, he had 4 fouls. But what Fred VanVleet did in that fourth quarter put this team ahead and put this game away. Now, there were tons of other players that did a great job. I loved Siakam. The only problem with Siakam, and I think we can all agree with that, is just his free throw shooting. But I mean, he's a young guy. He can continue to work on that and get better at that. 8.6 boards for him. And I thought, Siakam runs the floor so well for a guy of his size. He's so smooth underneath the basket. And a couple passes from Fred VanVleet, hot to handle, but Siakam settles it down and lays it up and in. He was great. Jakob Poeltl, I thought he was fantastic in this game. And you look at what this team did, right? Poeltl had 8.6 boards, but it's just the defense and the intensity defensively. You look at the first 16, 18 minutes of the game, the defense was awful. I mean, every shot the Grizzlies took were wide open shots or wide open drives to the bucket. And they talked earlier in the game about Marc Gasol having that big game. Now, he had a big game early. He had a huge game early in that first half. However, as the game progressed. JV did a pretty darn good job as the game went on defending him. Now, statistically, JV, he only 8 points, 8 boards in 18 minutes. But the defense he did against Gasol when he needed to was big. And again, you look at late in the game, you needed Jakob Poeltl to face Gasol. He was fantastic. And also the help defense from Siakam and Ibaka when needed. They timed it great. They did an unbelievable job contesting shots. And, just the intensity of that second unit in that fourth quarter was unbelievable. It was amazing to see, and that's the reason we won. But I can't leave out Serge Ibaka. Because when this team was down in the dumps, couldn't make a shot, couldn't get a stop, he was knocking down shot after shot. I think he had 18 points in that first half. Or it was something like that. He had some ridiculous numbers in that first half. He kept this team alive, afloat, when they needed some shots, when they were down by 8 and they were in transition. He knocked down a 3 to keep it close. The Raptors didn't let it go plus 20, and I think that was a big thing. You keep it into, under 20, and you really, it doesn't kill you. It doesn't kill your flow. They were able to get the flow back. They did get some calls. Calls went the other way as well. Raptors shoot 47% from the field, 42% from 3, 13 threes made. And the big number, we have not seen this much this year, is from the free throw line. 88%, 29 free throws made. Unbelievable, 21 assists, so a little bit down there, but again, 20 plus, and they get the job done. Only 11 turnovers, another good thing there. I was just really impressed with this team in that fourth quarter, only giving up 14 points, and if you rewatch that fourth quarter, you'll see why. The intensity on the defensive end for this team. I understand they only scored 24. I mean, in a quarter, you like to score 25 plus. But you only scored 24. However, your defensive intensity only gave up 14. That's the big number. You give up 34, 28, and 31, but the intensity only gives up 14 points. Great job by the team. Now, I understand this is not a game that's going to be on the highlight reel and be in the top 10 best Raptor games in history. It's not. But what it is, you start a road trip after you haven't played in a couple days, you come out flat. I don't know if they were just saying, we're playing the Grizzlies, it's going to be an easy cakewalk. You're on the road, down 17, and they find a way to win. Now, we could talk all day about how bad this team was in the first half. We could talk about that all day. But they won the game, and they found a way to win. That's it. And that's really all that matters in the long run. You start the road trip off on a winning note. That's big. But you look at this road trip, it's a very, very winnable road trip. I mean, if you don't go 3-1 or even 4-0, that's a loss in itself. Because let's break this thing down. Next game for the Raptors is Sunday against the Sacramento Kings. And I mean, you look at Sacramento, they're 7-17. They're just nothing really crazy. And they're just not really a great team, but the Raptors usually have trouble against them. But you never know. Come away with that victory. Back-to-back, you got to face the LA Clippers. But if I'm not mistaken, injuries, Blake Griffin has a sprained left MCL. Patrick Beverley, it says a sore right knee. I don't know what his status will be. But, if he plays, he plays. If not, there you go. And one of their Milos, you guys pronounce his name. I've seen him before, but we saw him in preseason. I remember seeing that, and he was a great player moving the ball. He's got a sore left foot, so whether he plays or not, that game's pretty much a winnable game. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 8-15. That's a very winnable game. Then you play, I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, then you're in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Now, we already faced the Suns. We got the win. But now you're in Phoenix. Can you get that win? Well, they're a sub-500 team, 9-18. Again, another very winnable game. That's the 4-0 trip. Then you come home to face Brooklyn. This December month is the month the Raptors really got to pound this record, get on a huge win streak, and just start barreling through teams. Now, as much as today was not a great-looking win, they had a great fourth quarter, and they got a W. That's really all that matters in the long run, right? But now, with the win, we can breathe. Now you got to look forward to the next game. That video will be uploaded a little bit later than usual, you guys. I'm just letting you guys know. It'll probably be about this time on Sunday night. Same with the Leaf game against the Oilers. If the game's not over before I get home, it'll be a little bit later like this. All right, so I'm just giving you guys the heads up there. I mean, look, let's enjoy it, but not get too high on it. This team has been playing pretty good basketball as of late. They've now won 5 in a row. We're feeling real good. No matter what this game did, you've won 5 straight, and you're feeling great. You're 16-7. Let's keep the ball rolling. All right. So that is going to do it for this one, you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game, because it was a fun game to watch, but it was very frustrating. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you guys think of this game? Who's your player of the game? Would you give it to Serge? Would you give it to DeMar? Would you give it to Freddie VanVleet like I did? Let me know what you guys thought about that, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Leafs edition. It'll be a little bit later than usual. Not too late, though. Maybe like, half an hour to an hour later than normal. Just giving you guys the heads up there. And Sunday, for both games, it'll be, again, about this time on Sunday night, as I'm going to be out of town until later that night, obviously. So, let's hope for another Raptors win. Keep the streak alive, and we'll talk to you guys then.